All right, Shivchey HaRan, Sichos HaRan. Shevach number 5 and Sicha number 5. וכן היה נכנס לעבודת Hashem. He was a kid. The Rebbe started when he was 3 years old. He got into avodas Hashem, and all his avodah was totally hidden. עד שלא ידע שום אדם ממנו כלל, nobody knew anything that he was doing. כי היה סוסו וגונז מאוד, he was completely hidden. בכל עבודוסוי, היה בסדר בצנע הגדול. All his avodah was totally hidden. ועיקר עבודוסו בתחילו, his main avodah in the beginning, היה בפשיטוס גודל, simple שבsimple, בלי שום חוכמס כלל. And no sophistication, no kavonas, no, nothing, pashut. Pshitus gomos, completely simple. The kol dova v'dova she'asa, on every single thing that he did, hakol haya begia gdoilo, everything was with tremendous effort, the bikuya but with great force, mesiras nefesh, totally, self-sacrifice. V'lo haya lo shum dvar avoda sheba lo b'nekra. Nothing about Hashem came easy to him. It's not to say, the rabbi was born, he was pure, he was already, perfect, ready. He said there wasn't a single thing about Hashem that came easy to him. Everything came with unbelievable effort. That he forced himself and pushed himself on every single thing about Hashem. And he said he had numberless ups and downs. He says thousands and tens of thousands of ups and downs. Uncountable. He says, it was so difficult for him. It was unbelievable hard for him to get into Avodas Hashem and to accept upon himself the yoke of Avodas Hashem. So he would start a few days to do Avodas Hashem, and then he fell from it. And then he came back to begin, and he fell again. And this was a few times. He would start, and then he would fall. And he would stop. And he would start, and he would fall. Until one time he decided, his mischazik, that's it, he was resolute that he would be, no matter what, he is into Avodas Hashem forever, that's it. And he's not going to look at anything in the world. He doesn't care about anything in the world. And from that on, his heart strengthened in Hashem. And even afterwards, he had ups and downs, but he is very strong that he's going to not leave Avodas Hashem no matter what. Up, down, left, right, forwards, backwards, doesn't matter. Avodas Hashem. Afal that he has a reader. Afal he held himself in Avodas Hashem in everything that he could. This is the Musar Askel. This is how you serve HaKadosh Baruch Hu. As you learn, as you see before, the Rebbe he had learning disabilities. It was such a Goy and Oilam had learning disabilities. It has nothing to do with one another. But you can say he had problems understanding Mishnayos and he didn't understand. And only with tears and he was able to understand, making Kodesh Baruch understand. In other words, he had to clear paths in the wilderness for every single thing that he did. But I'm tired. You feel bad? What do you think I'm laughing about? I'm talking about myself. Yeah, but I'm tired. Baruch Hashem. So that's why we learn the Bore Amon. What is it for us? This is what Rabbeinu was going for. This is what made him. Now we're talking about Sichos HaRan, Sichchei. The Rebbe derided or was megan very, very much the books of the Bechakrim and philosophers. You know, those that he says there's no Sechel Gomel Bechlal in all those books. You know, not in science and not in the philosophy. None. There's no Sechel Gomel at all, like there is in one Maimon of the Maal Shor or Maram Shif or any of our highly Sforim that have unbelievable profundity and a wondrous Seichel Niflo, and these Sforim don't have Seichel B'chlal. When they're talking, you know, they're makish one thing from the other, and they suppose things and they prove things that way until they come to a certain proof. But the seichel that there is in our Torah they don't have. And he said, Asher, a person who doesn't know anything of their books, but doesn't know anything, that goes between it goes tmimasdik, simple. And he has Yiras HaOnesh, he's afraid that Kodesh Baruch Hu is going to punish him. Ki iker avoda batchilo irak mechmas Yiras HaOnesh. The beginning, the entry to Avodas Hashem is only the fear of punishment. Because without fear of punishment, you cannot begin Avodas Hashem. Even the tzaddikim also need Yirah. Because those that are Oivdim Ahava, that serve Hashem Muhammad, they're very, very few. The main thing is Yiras HaOnesh. The Stapel used to say that the reason why there's, you know, the children are falling off the derech is because the parents don't tell them about Gehenna. The parents should tell the children about Gan Eden and Gehenna. Tell the children, yes, not only about Gehenna, also about Gan Eden, but about Gehenna as well. It says, V'aiker, it says, Ki hayirah lo, you know, but the supernal yirah, the awe of Hashem, that's the higher yirah. You know, it says, not every person merits to get to that madrega level. He has awe from Hashem. It says, Be'ikir ha'avodah, the main service of Hashem, the main worship of Hashem, is only through the fear of punishment by most people. And if you learn in the books of the philosophers and even the Jewish ones, as you'll see, it says then there's all kinds of doubts that enter his heart. He says because every person is born with inbred riches. It's in the heart of everyone. Because it is the nature of man to be attracted by riches. In other words, the types of this world, and it's only because he has a fear of punishment of Hashem, he breaks his tie and gets into Avodas Hashem. But when a person learns their books of Chakiras and philosophy, then he finds himself all kinds of doubts. Maybe this, maybe that. This aids his inbred riches, his innate riches. That's why we never find there's any person who becomes a true Eli Chayid in Yirah Hashem by learning this form. By learning Moyer Nevochim and the Rambam, Rabbi says, B'shum P'ofen not to learn at all. In the Barbanel, the Rebbe said not to learn. This Sifrei Kodesh, these are Sifrei Kiras, don't learn at them as well. Because they bring, in Moyer Nevochim, he says many times, you understand the Kasha, but you don't understand what the Rambam, you know, what Teretz gives. This is what the Rebbe says. He says, even though you see from there the words, some words from Midas Davis, it says, Afal Pichen, it's all nonsense. And the loss is greater than the earn, than the profit, because they confuse a person greatly. And he says, and look in a different place, the Rebbe talks about the big Isra of learning these things, these forms. And he said, Ashreinu, Moshe Rabbeinu chose a good part for us, and he started giving us a turn, he started, Bereshit bara Elokim es hashamayim es haaretz. In the beginning, Hashem created heaven and the earth. That's it. He didn't start with all kinds of kiras and moifsim and this and that and proofs. And just ordered us to believe Hashem in the moon alone. That's why it's forbidden to get into all kinds of researches and nothing. He says even the Zohar Kodesh, talks down about Yosef Inish. The Zohar Akdom. That says over there that the Yosef Inish is not the main year. The main year is the awe from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. כבר מבואר זה תירוץ בספר מוסר. He says, in Lekutei Halachos, it says already, it's found that you dafka need to reach the years Aroimos, the awe of the greatness of Hashem. He says, but Nosson says, but in truth, Alvai, we should be able to be saved from whatever it is we need to be saved from. Through Yos Einish. And he says that we heard from other big tzaddikim, that the main thing is Yos Einish. And he says, the main Ikar Beis Hashem is the fear of punishment. What's going to be with me when I'm going to leave this world? What am I going to do with all the movies I watched? What am I going to do with all the schmoozing that I had with women or whatever it is? And other things, each one according to what, wherever he stumbled. All these inventions, the philosophers, and the scientists, they came out like, all these incredible weapons and all kinds of this and airplanes and stuff like this. And all the other chidushim that they invented. He said everything is from above. He says they wouldn't have been able to invent this if not from Shamayim. They gave him this seichel, this chochmah, how to do it. That this chochmah had an illumination of this wisdom to discover it, because it's time that seichel chochmah should be revealed in this world. That's why Mishamayim they gave him the seichel, this tachbor, because otherwise he says the previous kadma, the scientists of yesteryear, they were much smarter than how come they didn't discover it? Because the truth is that everything comes above. When the time comes for this thing to reveal itself, then it's revealed. Then this Chacham, all of a sudden, bam, Eureka, he discovers this. Because he sent him Mishamayim. He says, obviously they don't receive it from the Kedusha, but they receive it from the HaRan. He says, L'havdil, also those who say Kedusha and Pshat and Gemara and Rashi Tosfos, also, if they didn't get it from Shamayim, they wouldn't be able to say it. They wouldn't come to this Chiddush. They got it from the Shamayim. Everything comes from above. Each one receives from the place he receives it from. He says, obviously, this in the millions of levels of where you receive it from. Each one from where he's getting this Chiddush that they handed over to him, Mishamayim. Either the Chiddush or the Chochmah, all those. But the principle is that all the chidushim, all the new things, all the new inventions, all the new hen b'kedusha, and then chas v'chalil, the opposite in the chochmas, everything is sent from Shamayim. Each one from the place that is befitting to him. This is one of the main principles of Breslov. Tmimis and pshitis. Push. Don't get into that, and chokhmas and chakirs and explaining this and that. There's a time to get there. There's a time to get to this. No need. But the main thing is for a person, when a person goes to make his bedus, to look at myself. So what am I going to do? What am I going to do? The whole Nachman's writes in Kochveror, he says I don't know perish of myself. I just don't get myself. What am I thinking? What am I thinking? A person has to die. A person has to give Din B'cheshbon on every single thing. On every single thing. What am I going to do with myself? Ashri Chelk of the person who at least grabs, at least that, Yeshiva Das, is like, what on earth am I going to do with myself? That's the main thing in Yirus Shamayim. It's the main thing in Yirus Shamayim. Everything else is the topping, the cherry on the top. The main thing, that's the mainstay of Yiddishkeit. There's Olam Haba, and there's